Second Nature for Children is in the house. Coach, how you doing?
As always, man, I'm great, great. How about yourself?
Man, I'm doing absolutely great, man. So hopefully the family coming in, and as new viewers come on, man, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, share this information with someone. It's free. It's free to do that. We won't even do that. And so that's why I always tell you, coach, it's going to be a while before we see a difference in us coming together, um, making a difference as a people, because we're simply asking. And then it's like this right here: if you don't like the content or something has been said that you don't like, there's the comment section. All you got to do is share that with me. If you would like to do a show, you go through any of the videos and see anything that you go against, I'm with that. There's my email address. Let's make that happen. So come in, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Let's move it through the algorithm. I looked at the last video we did. I see that the algorithm didn't like it, and as people were scrolling, they didn't like it either. And I'm not understanding
Mhm.
why, if someone is sharing information with you on ways not to leave here prematurely, that you wouldn't even investigate it, especially when numbers and experience and observation is showing that we are getting up out of here early as a people. So, and that's why I always told you from the start, it's a lot of work that has to be done with us as a people.
Uh, uh, I'm learning more and more, man. It's levels to living, man.
Okay.
It's levels to living, and people gravitate to what piqued their interest or what don't require a whole lot of accountability. So, hey, man,
Absolutely.
it,
And we,
there's evidence of that. So,
and we definitely gonna have to do a show on what stage are you in life, because like you said, there are definitely,
definitely, yeah, yeah,
definitely
yeah,
different levels, and a lot
yeah.
of us are still really just stuck at the bottom, and we're not maturing or advancing or moving to the next level. And we've done videos talking about taking your life to another level, how you do this to another level, but like I say, man, our psyche, we just need a lot of work, man. So let's jump into this right here, man. This is the first full week of July. We just left July the 4th, Friday. And so this will be our challenge week, where you take something for 7 days and challenge yourself. That's all I would tell you. Whatever you've been procrastinating about or something you know you need to get done, take 7 days and see could you spark a flame to change in your life. Do you realize that if you take a challenge in life, it'll begin to help work with your mental and your spirit, because you need those two things to overcome a challenge. And that's why I do these challenges once a month, to try to get everybody to doing something different, because we definitely have gotten stagnant in our way of living. We just do the same old thing, or we're not growing any new brain cells because we're not trying to do anything new. So it's always so important to challenge yourself. So try to find something, and for these next 7 days, do something different or something you've been putting off, or take some type of challenge. Please do that. It'll help you. Facts. Coach, I want to talk to you, since today is Sunday. We're doing this on a Sunday. And the church houses all throughout the world, but definitely here in the United States and in our local communities, the church houses are full with us. And I want to address us. And I want to ask you this question right here: do Blacks need religion to survive? That's what I want. I want you to just kind of ponder about that for a minute. I don't know how much information you may already have on it, but I just want to make sure that, do Blacks need religion? Because, like I said, we packed the church houses out like it's a need. And so let's make sure we break this title down. I'm gonna let you jump in. To need is to require something because it's essential or it's very important. Circumstance in which something is necessary or that requires some cause of action. That's need. Think about it. Do we need religion? Religion is the belief in and worship of a superhuman power or powers, especially a God with a capital G or gods with a small g. So a lot of us, whether we know it or not, we worship what they would call a lot of lowercase g's because it can be stuff, you know. So you can your religion can be your stuff. And so when we talk about survive, we're talking about to continue to live or exist, especially in spite of danger or hardship. So I asked the question, and I hope that you respond. I'm talking about the family, I know you're going to respond, Coach. Do Blacks need religion to survive? We have an estimated 10,000 distinct religions, 10,000 across the world, and an estimated 45,000 different Christian denominations worldwide. And things are still not going well for Blacks. I just want the family to think about it. We packing the church houses out. We're part of all of these religions, but things are still not going well for us as a people. So I want you to think about, do we even need it? Especially from a foundation point of living. Religion is not working for us at all. At all. When you're talking about the foundation point of living, we so caught up in the stories and debating our different interpretations of the scriptures, and we're fighting so hard to prove that a belief is true. I want you to think about that for a second. When you go on these consciousness and they talking about religion, and you got two different people giving their perspective on the Hebrew, the Israelites, or the Christians, or the Islam, or whatever it may be, you got two groups of people that's fighting so hard with a belief to try to prove that their belief is the truth. And you can't prove. So we have to be very careful, because it keeps us going back and forth and debating and back and forth and debating. And we, at the end, we never get anything accomplished. As a matter of fact, it really splits us even more. It separates us even more. And until we can even come together as a people, and like Malcolm said years ago, leave that religion outside the door and come in as one so we can get something done. And that was way back then. So, you know, if we still talking about it right now today, nothing has changed. This religion thing has sure enough put a whooping on us as a people, because we're working so hard, like I said, to fight that our belief is the truth. Mm. And we're literally not living what we say we believe in. A lot of us are getting up every morning, going into what they call the worship house, some call it the church, not even understanding that it's not even a church. The church are the people, but we'll do that later. Most folks, they just understand it as the church. And we gone up in there, and we've been sold the illusion that coming up in here and worshiping, that it's going to get us closer to the God that we say that we believe in. Let me tell you something. We got to be careful of the illusion, and we got to understand that religion and the connection to that which runs the universe, is that's what you believe in. There are two different things. There are two different things. Just because you got up and went to church, it doesn't mean that you are connected to that which you say that you believe in. So we have to be very careful. And we have to be very careful with the illusion when just when something happened and they tell you, well, just believe and trust in God, and everything is going to be all right. And family, this going to be a hard pill to swallow when I tell you that. But that's not true. When they tell you, just believe and trust in God and everything is going to be all right, that's just not true. Because without you putting in some type of effort, you got to put in some, whatever situation is going on in your life, there is some type of effort that you have to put in. You can't just sit back and wait on nobody to do nothing. It's something, I don't care, whatever your situation is, there's an effort that you have to put in. Once again, especially dealing with your foundation of living, dealing with your mind, your body, and your soul. So if you're a part of a religious group, no problem. A lot of us has been indoctrinated. Just make sure that in your belief, don't just enjoy the stories, but obey the principles of that belief. I got no problem with your belief. I got no problem with nobody's belief. The problem that I'm having is that when people tell me that they believe in something, but I see them carry their action another way. That's the problem. And that's the problem what religion has done. It has stopped the movement of getting something done because literally you thinking a lot of times, well, I went to church. It's okay. I'm good. I'm good with God because I went to church. But there are principles that all of your religions that you should carry out. And most of us are not carrying out the principles that you say that you believe in. And in your religion, there are principles dealing with your mind, your body, and your soul in every religion. If you're dealing with Christianity, you have dietary laws. You have a way that you should take care of yourself. There's a changing. Jesus talking to Nicodemus about being born again. There's a changing. There's a talking of connecting with God. All of this is in the text. But you can look around and see that we're not doing it. As a people, we're just following a custom, a formality, a tradition, and we're not truly connected. So I would definitely have to answer. And another hard pill to swallow. And someone shoot me a comment or let me know. But I don't see that we need religion to survive. I just don't see it. Because somebody show me. Shoot me a comment. Don't just tell me and don't get in your feelings and emotions about it, but show me. Because I'm showing you that when we deal with our foundation, it's not working because we're the sickest people physically, and there are things in that religion that you're supposed to do dietary wise and taking care of yourself. Mentally, we're hurting. We're not healing from trauma. We're not connected, so we're not healing. We're not the things that we need spiritually. We're not using them because we have to be connected so that we can use them. So I'm showing you, I'm not just telling you, I'm showing you that just because you went up in that church today, and I'm talking to the religious people right now, and I get on the ones who not religious in a minute, but I'm talking about the ones who went to church or who go to church and you're not living the foundation and the principles of your religion, you're just fooling yourself. Coach, you got anything you want to share?
I always say, man, religion is the bridge to spirituality. And like you said, but the principles, if you strip away all the fluff, be it the hooting, the hollering, the showboating and all of that, and get down to the bare essence of what it is. Society in whole, man, regardless of all the different religions, society in whole will be better. You know, we will be better. But I think the admiration is for the fluff. The admiration is for the the building, how big it is, the number of people there, the amount of so-called gospel celebrities that come through, or speakers, that's what it's about, who sing real good and all of that. That's what it's about. How much you tired? Nah. When you strip all of that away, you get down to the essence of what it is, man. You know, like some folk would say, the meat and potatoes, then we talking with something. But for that fluff, and that's what most people are attracted by, the fluff, you know. Like I said, how big the church is, what side of town it is, you know. Uh, do you stream? Do you have a TV a station that records the message and all of that? That's what we on, man. That's what we on. But the mere essence of it, you look around society, man, and you're like, man, as human beings, seem like we getting worse. You know,
Mm.
seem like we getting worse. So if the majority of people are going into the church, then evidently what they're coming out with is degrading the society. I mean, because if you come out with that light's supposed to shine, right? People are supposed to gravitate to that light. So we're in a space now, it's hard to separate Christians and non-Christians. You know, the music sounds the same, the same track. You got to listen for the lyrics. Oh, okay. You know what I mean? The
Mm.
people are dressing the same, attitude is the same. So how do you differentiate? You know, so if you got that problem with differentiating, then you actually got a problem.
Mm.
You're supposed to look and oh, you know what that is right there. They different. Most cases, it's the same, man.
Mm.
So I think the ways of the world have taken over so much so that it seems like it's dominant. Because in reality, it's not.
Mm.
But it seems that way, you know. And instead of pushing back, so-called religious fools just embrace it like, oh, well. So how do you separate the two? You know? So, but I said for the bare essence of what it is, yeah, we need it. But with all that fluff and all that stuff, nah, man,
Okay.
we don't.
Okay. All right. That's good, and I'm glad to get your perspective on that. Now, what make you say that we need it? Religion, the religion. What make you say we need the religion?
When I talk, I'm talking like I said, the mere essence, the principles, the love, the peace, the patience, all of that. That's what I'm talking about. I'm
Okay.
not talking about the hoot and hollering and all that. No, I'm talking about gravitating to things that can enhance your life and in turn enhance the lives around you. That's what I'm talking about.
So let me ask you this, and I got this a little further down there, but I'm gonna ask you this because I was talking to someone about marriage, and I was asking, and I did it on a video. So I asked you this right here, dealing with the religion part.
Okay.
Do you need religion to live by principles?
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
But here's the thing.
Tell
You
me.
already said a lot of people have been so far gone. Some of them are not coming back.
Mm-hmm.
They're not coming back. So in their minds, they need this. Okay, fine. If you need, like all I'm saying to you is if you need it, nothing wrong with that. But get down to the meat and the potatoes, get down to the essential of it, you know.
What good do them having it without the principles?
We see the evidence in society. On a daily basis, we see that evidence in society.
Right. Right. And that's why I stated earlier, I got no problem. Do your religion. It's so many religions. It's so many religions. It's so many religions. But watch what they all have to do. If they're going to be successful in it, they have to live by the principles of it. Because just being a part of the religion, it means nothing. You are just following custom from that. It doesn't connect you with that which you say you believe in. It just what you say, it's just the fluff in the hoopla.
And I think a lot of people are good with that. I ain't saying they're right. I disagree, but a lot of people, they're good with that because the majority of people rolling like that. So they're rolling right along with them,
And
just like that. Yeah.
you are absolutely right. They are definitely good with just the religion part of it. But
Yeah.
watch
Yeah.
this right here. The title says, does it help them survive what we're going through? See, just because they going along, enjoying the thing and enjoying the custom, enjoying the formality, they still in bad shape physically. They still in bad shape mentally.
True,
They still
true,
in
but
bad shape spiritually. Go ahead on.
but that's our observation. Folks lying to themselves on a daily basis, man. Folks,
No, Coach. It's not our
yeah,
observation. No, it's facts. Even though we
I get
observing
them.
it, we
Okay,
observing it, but it's
okay,
facts.
yeah, but they're not seeing it like that.
That's the
They're not
problem.
seeing it like
Yeah,
that.
that's the problem.
They are not seeing it like that.
That's the
You
problem.
know what I mean?
And that's why I stated earlier that we have to be careful of the illusion of it.
True,
Because
true,
they're
true.
thinking that the hoopla, the going, the custom, the formality, that this is it. That's why I stated earlier, they are thinking that, hey, this is it. And they don't know that the foundation, if they don't tap into the principles, that's why we're in bad shape. When you go, especially, I come from the Black Baptist Church. When you go into that Black Baptist church, here's a fact. When you look around that church, all you see is sickness, health wise. You see that with your eyes. You see overweight and obesity all throughout the church. And I'm talking about people who've been there for many years, many years, many years. I'm not talking about somebody who just coming in, okay, I got to get it together. I'm talking about people should have gotten some. This is basic. Our foundation of living is basic. If you've been in church all your life and you haven't began to take care of yourself physically yet, Cole, that's a problem. You just that what you just stated earlier, that fluff and that hoopla and that going on, that's not going to help us survive. And absolutely, they think that that's okay. Absolutely. But that's the problem. If they don't follow the principles, then that religion, it doesn't mean nothing. In 2025, we got to work on changing that mindset and coming to what's real. Just going to church, enjoying the service. When you come out of church and you say, whoa, he showed up preach, that was a good sermon. Won't you enjoyed it? Let me tell you something. What makes it a good sermon is that it touched your soul and you made a change in your life, not because of the entertainment of it. And that's what happens. That go to hoopla you talking about. They're having
Yeah.
a good time, they're shouting and having a good time. But if you leave out of there and it does nothing for you to be born again, then you just got caught up in the feelings and emotions of the sermon. And that's the problem. That's one of the problems that we're having in the church. And coach, it's very simple. It's very simple. It's not hard. You or I are not talking about no one's belief. You can believe in whatever you want to believe in. We're not knocking. I have a belief. You got to believe. We all got to believe. But what I'm telling you, if you're not living by the principles, I want you to see how important we did the video, and many people didn't click in last week on standards and principles. Those two things alone, if you begin to live by them, they'll change your life. Not going into a religious place, playing religion. That won't change your life unless you grab a hold to the principles of the religion. It won't change. Go ahead
Okay.
on. Go ahead on.
And I got you. I got you. I'm with you. But here's the thing. That's just me, my opinion.
Tell it.
Someone in a church 10 years, let's say 10 and up, right? 10 years. What would make that person all of a sudden open their mind's eye, their third eye, wanting to get deeper, sick and tired of being on the same level? What would make that person all of a sudden say, man, this isn't enough. This is not enough. It got to be more to than this. What would make that person change their thought process and want to get deeper?
It's going to take that individual. It's going to take that individual to want to be free. That's what it's going to take. It won't take nothing else, because if you study our history, you'll see how we've been enslaved into certain things. And so we have a certain mindset. The psyche is everything. So they have us going. That's why I say there's an illusion that we're going to go to heaven. Everything going to be okay if we do this and do this and do that, do that. It's all an illusion, because no one knows. They pull you into that belief. And if you're not open-minded as an individual to be able to say, you know what, it got to be more than this. Your third eye have to open as an individual. Your consciousness, it has to be. But when you're so enslaved into something, it closes you down. It incarcerates you. You don't have to be behind bars to be incarcerated. You can be out here walking around and still be. So that's what I'm talking about. That's what religion has done to us. We are walking around every Sunday. We're flying up into this building, and it has incarcerated us. So we don't understand that there is freedom outside of this. And like I say, if you're in that religion and you're living the principles, because I know people who go to church and who grind doing work for others. That lets me know, okay, now you using religion as how it should be used. You're following the book instead of just the custom and formality and tradition. You're literally following, doing what the book is telling you to do. But most of us, we're not doing what the book is telling us to do, because most of us are worshiping him or her standing up there. That's our God. Yep. And we're taking our money because we're being preached certain things to, instead of the meat of what it really takes for us to be successful. They selling you this belief. And we're caught up in that. Or if I do this, if I do that, I'm going to heaven. If I just put my trust in God. No. They can sold it to us, coach. That's why I say we are in trouble. And I'm telling you right now, coach, that you don't need religion to survive. You don't need it, because you see that the religion is not doing anything for you without the principles of the religion. So it lets you know that you need the principles. You need the standards. You need to become conscious. You need to become open-minded. That's what you need to do. What you need to do, coach, and I'm saying, and these are facts of things going to change. I'm not giving my opinion. What you need to do, if things are going to change, you have to mess around and you have to take that time and you have to tap into your consciousness. This is what we're not doing. That opens up what they call that third eye. And it gives you an insight on what you literally not seeing. But how many of us as an individual are going to do that? Do you know that we have 450 to 500 million atheists and agnostics worldwide? And some live just as well as the religion people live. Because they have grabbed a hold to a principle. See, they telling you and they letting you know we don't need that God or that religion you talking about to be successful. What we need are principles. What we need to make sure that I tell you what, let's do solutions right quick before we get out of here. I love solutions. Let's do solutions. I love solutions. What they telling you is this right here. You can move your religion. If I want to be successful at something, I got to make sure, first of all, I learn to take care of my mind, my body, and my soul. If my religion is not teaching me that, or I'm focused on that part of my religion, then I need to get out of that religion. Because I need to tap into my principles and I need to start taking care of myself physically. That's how I'm gonna survive. Whatever trauma I've experienced in my life, I need to take that time and I need to build that relationship with that which dwells within me. That means I need to isolate myself for a while. As an individual, I got to take the responsibility and the accountability and say, you know what? It has to be more than just a belief thing. I want to know something. This on the individual.
True, true.
It's gonna take the individual to make these changes. You don't need religion when you first connect with that immaterial part of you. I keep telling you that dwells within you. That's your meditation. That's you sitting down, spending time, isolation. That's you building that relationship, knowing, not believing, knowing that there is something that dwells within you. Not you reaching out for something, but you reaching within for something. Knowing that, not believing. Knowing that you have a consciousness that you must take care of yourself physically. That's a fact if you're gonna survive. Knowing that you must heal from whatever trauma that you have dealt with or dealing with, or whatever issues you may have mentally, you need to sit down and you need to deal with you. Why you keep making bad decisions? Why you keep doing this? Why you keep doing that? So a lot of us won't sit down and have a talk with ourselves. We won't do that. We got to keep stuff going. We got to keep stuff going. We got to keep stuff going. And the most important thing is to build that relationship once again with that dwells within you. Coach, you got too many people who don't subscribe to religion that's living better and doing better than people who subscribe to religion. Most people that I know who subscribe to religion are very sick in those three areas: their mind, their body, and their soul. Most people that I know. When I go into the church house, literally, I can see the sickness for people who've been in here all their lives. Did not go to that part of the Bible to find out how to take care of themselves physically. Did not get that consciousness of that third eye to open to know that something mentally is going on. Do I have a disorder or illness or issue that I must take care of? And I'm disconnected spiritually. That's why consciously everything is now opening up for me. And then I'm not using the principles that I need, my discipline and my consistency and my tenacity and my self-love and my self-care. I'm not using these things to move me forward in life. I don't need religion to know I need to take care of myself physically. I don't need religion to know that I got to take care of myself mentally. I don't need religion to know that there is a dwelling within me to know this, not believe. Keep your belief out, keep your religion all you want to. This is me going into, I won't even talk to you about, this is personal. These are my experiences in life to know that there is something that dwells within me that has helped me through some rough times. I don't have to tell you about them. You don't have to tell me about them. This is personal. So I know that there is a dwelling within me, because when it's all over and people are standing over me, that dwelling is gone, but that outer is still laying there to be viewed. I know that. That's not a belief. We got to start knowing some things and just instead of believing in everything. You do not need religion, especially in your foundation of living, to be successful or to make it. You don't need it. And I told you, if you're going to use it and say that you believe in this, you believe in that, then you must take the principles of it and live by them. Because you got the religion and not the principles, and you're not doing well. But here's a fact. If you take the principles and move the religion, I guarantee you'll be successful. Because those standards and principles, that's how people make it. That's facts. I can prove that. I can back that up. Coach, you got 3 minutes. I'm done. I already told you. We don't need religion to survive. And I can told you, I can show you. Comment section, hit me up. Let me know what you think. Coach, you got the flow.
Honesty, man. Start with being honest with yourself. Um, if you can be honest, you can be truthful with yourself, then you should realize that that's why things are the way they are for you. It starts with you, period. You know, honesty, evolving, want to be better, want to do better, want to know more. That starts with you, man. People can encourage you, they can prompt you, but you're the one got to make that decision, man. Whatever's stopping you, I don't know, you know. But like I always said, everything now is a click away, man. Everything is a click away. So if you want to be better, regardless of what lane you in, you can be better. You know, you can be better. It's entirely up to you, man. I have no problem evolving. I think that's what life is all about. Trying to be the best version of you possible, as long as you got life, you know. But like I said before, a lot of people that I've noticed, they're concentrating on the upper room. They're concentrating on the great beyond. But you right here, right now. So what about right here, right now? That's the way I see it, man. But as people, man, we gotta want to do better. You know, and like I said, it starts with you. So whatever you need to do to try to be better, you need to start, man. As in yesterday or last week, because as far as I'm concerned, we're way behind, man. But they're never too late. So get to moving, man. Get to moving. So,
Coach, I'm going to leave it right there. If they take heed, it'll change their life. Thank you for sharing that, Coach. And until we come back together, I'll
all
holler.
right, man.
Yes, sir.
Peace out.
Yes, sir.